two variables. First of all, we will talk about the operators here. There are operators called ampersand, single ampersand. Earlier we were having logical operators, that is double ampersand, single ampersand, single piping, caret operator. Caret is again a symbol which generally used in some programming language as to the power symbol. But here we are having this as an XOR operator, exclusive of OR, bitwise exclusive OR. Then we have complement operator, binary ones complement operator. So this performs a binary ones complement. Then we have left shift operator, right shift operator, double arrow at left side, and double greater than binary right shift operator, and then triple greater than, that is shift right zero fill operator. We will talk all operators one by one. So binary and operator, as in ending of in logical operators, we are just comparing it with logical operators. In logical operators, we were require two operands. Those two operands must always have to be either true or false, or some operation which are leading to a final result of true or false, and that will be interpreted by the ampersand operator, double ampersand operator, and gives the final result. Here, what it does, it simply performs ending of, ending means addition basically here. So here we have 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 0 as the binary value of A, that is 60, and we have binary value of B, 13, that is 0 0 0 0 1 1 0 1. And then what is happening? A and B will give 12. How? Just think of it, how it is. So ending means, again, if it is 0 and 1, it leads to 0. If it is 1 and 0, it leads to 0. If it is 0 and 0, it leads to 0. If it is 1 and 1, it leads to 1. So by putting these two, I'm just writing that down into a notepad so that you can be able to understand. So A's value, that is 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 0, and then B's value, that is 0 0 0 0 1 1 0 1, and then we are ending, that means adding these two. Ending means here adding. So 0 1 leads to 0, bitwise ending, and 0 0 leads to 0, then 1 1 leads to 1, 1 1 1, 1 0 is 0, 1 0 is 0, and 0 0 is 0, and 0 0 is 0. So it is to be something like this. So what is this value? What the value we have got? So 2 to the power 2, that is 4, and 2 to the power 3, that is 8. Right? So how we calculate it? You must be knowing about it. That 0, last 0 is 0 into 0 into 2 to the power 2 to the power. We are using caret as 2 to the power symbol here, right? Or we can simply write this 2 to the power 0. 2 to the power 0 is equals to 1. right? And then we have again a 0 into 2 to the power 1, that is equals to 0. But as we are multiplying it with 0, 0 into 1 will gives you a final value of 0, and 0 into 0 multiplied gives you 0. Then 1 into 2 to the power 2, that is 2 to the power 2 is 4, and when we multiply it with 1 it returns to 4. So final result is 4. And then we have 1 into 2 to the power 3, that is going to lead you 8. Final result is 8. Now we are adding these resultant 0 plus 0 plus 4, 4 plus 8 is going to give you 12. So single ampersand ending means that it adds. First, it checks true and false bits on the combination of, like, ending is 0. If it is a addition of 0 and 1, it will lead to 0 always. 1 and 1, it will lead to 1 always. So here 0 is being treated as false, 1 is being treated as true. So false and true, single ampersand in respect of double ampersand, false and true is going to give you false. Similarly, in case of bitwise operators, 0 and 1 ending will lead you 0. Okay. So here we have got A and B, and which is going to give us 0 0 0 0 1 1 0 0, that is 12. Similarly, binary OR operator is giving us 61. Binary XOR operator, exclusive OR. Exclusive OR is what? Can anyone tell me what exclusive OR is? Guys, if you interact a bit, it would be helpful for me to understand that everybody is getting what I am telling. Otherwise, I would be in a state that I do not know what you are getting and what you are not. Okay, so XOR is exclusive OR. Exclusive OR means what? That the bit, if it's set in one operand but not both. Like basically what it does is, uh, how I can tell you, let's say again, I will write down that into a notepad. Okay. So 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 0, and then 0 0 0 0 1 1 0 1. So exclusive of OR is what? Can you tell me here?
I think odd is 0 0 1 1 1 1 0 1.
Okay. Or is 00111101, right? Okay. Exactly. The OR is 00111101, 00110001. Okay. So exclusive means what? Exclusive means if it is that two operands, that is one zero is there and one is there. So on combination of this with the help of ORing, what we get is true. That zero is false, one is true. So zero and one gives you true result.
One.
That is one. That is one. Okay. But when we have both the bits true, so exclusive is giving zero in place of ones. Okay, so wherever we have one bits in both the operands, it will lead to zero. So here we see 00 is 0, 00 is 0, 10 is 1, 10 is 1, 11 is 0, and 11 is 0, 00 is 1, 00 is 0, sorry, and 01 is 1. So we are getting this value as resultant, right? So exclusive always negates two positive values to 0, converts it into 0. Then
So
we have, sorry,
one or one shouldn't be one.
uh-huh.
One oring one. It should be one. I think.
Yes, one ORing one is 1, exactly. But
Yeah.
one or XORing one is 0.
Okay. Okay.
XOR. XOR is exclusive of OR. That
Okay.
means it
Okay.
always negates two positive to 0. Okay, two positive bits, that is 1 1, it will return to 0.
Okay. Now
Okay,
I got it. Yep. Thank you.
okay, great. And one's complement, that is tilde operator. So let's go coding with these three operators which we have learned so far. Okay, and then we will move to further operators. I think with the same value, and then you can further change the values. Okay. So we are taking an integer a, the value of 60, and integer b with the value of 13, so that we can match these with the result we have there in our PPT, PowerPoint presentations. So we will first of all this out a and a and b. We'll see that what it is. It should return us
12.
it is right, and then we have this out a or b. It should return us 61, and then we have exclusive of exclusive of A or B. So these three values we have got. By ANDing, we have got 12. By ORing, we have got 61. By exclusive ORing, we have got 49. Okay. Okay. Now coming towards this tilde operator. So binary ones complement operator. This is basically a unary operator and has the effect of flipping bits. We call it unary operator because this operator, similarly, we have that exclamatory sign in logical operators. You must have seen that unary operators. What are unary operators? Unary operators are basically those operators which performs on single operands rather than more than one operand. So all operators you see, single ampersand, single piping, caret, they perform on two operands. But tilde symbol here we see is performing on single operand, and similarly exclamatory sign performs on single operand. Similarly, plus plus and minus minus in increment and decrement operator also performs on single operand. So these all operands basically comes under unary operator. Although we have categorized into some arithmetic operators, logical operators, bitwise operators, but they basically are unary operators because they perform on single operand. So similarly, tilde operator, this is tilde symbol, we call it, and this performs a binary ones complement. So what happens? It will give minus 61. So this is, I think you must be knowing about binary ones complement and then binary twos complement. So I'm just putting it into the programming code and we'll see what we get out of it. I'll put all those operators and then we'll talk about it. Sysal tilde of A tilde left shift B left shift So these are the various operators we have in bitwise operation, executing it and then talking about it. So till 49, like till A caret B, we have seen 12, 61, and 49. Now tilde of A, that is complement operator. So complement operator performs ones and twos complement, both here, ones and twos complement. Similarly, in case of B also, it gives the result of complement. And we have left shift here, shifting the value to the left. How much? 2 bits shifting of any value, like value of a left 2 gives you 240, shifting of value of a right gives you 15, shifting of value right shift basically, and then we have uh, this shift zero fill operator, right shift and zero fill operator. So how binary ones complement operator calculates, how it is being calculated, that is to be that is like it needs to be understood properly. So tilde a, can anyone explain me one's complement, how one's complement is performed?
So one's complement is zero.
One's complement is zero. Zero of what? Let's say I have 60. A is equals to 60. That is 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 0, 0. So what will be the resultant of one's complement of it?
So instead of zero, it will be one. Like zero zero. If it is zero zero, then it will become as a one one as a complement.
Mhm. Right, exactly. Right. And then we two's complement. Two's complement, that we are adding one to the one's complement, right? So by adding one to the one's complement, we will be getting a value which on which the leftmost symbol, leftmost bit is to be treated as the signed bit. So the leftmost bit is treated like the one leftmost one is treated as the signed bit, and the other values will be subtracted from the maximum capacity. Like it is 8 bit. So 8 bit means one. The capacity of 8 bit is minus 128 to 127. So 128, and the value which we received after the calculation of the remaining values will be subtracted from that maximum value, that is from 128. If we from 67, like 67, 68, 69, whatever the value we are getting here, if we subtract in this operation, we will be getting a value. If we see, I'll tell you here, here this operation, let's say what happened. Slow. What happened? Just give me a moment. Actually, I think my machine is a bit slower. No. We'll go. Come here. So it's just a moment. Okay. It's a problem I'm facing. Okay, it's coming up. Hello,
No,
hello.
yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, fine. Okay, my system was getting actually slower. I do not know why. What was the problem? So we are going to talk about this uh, tilde operation here basically. So in one's complement, what we do is in one's complement, all bits of a particular number is being flipped. So if we flip, we reverse the numbers. So it will be 110000 and then 11. So this will be the ones complement result of this. But in our program, we will not be able to see ones complement because this operation, tilde operation performing here, two's complement rather than one's complement. Okay. And then what is this value? This is 2 to the power 1. That is 2. 2 plus 1 is 3. 3 plus 2 to the power 7 is 2 to the power 6. That is 64. 64. 64 plus 4, 68 plus 1. No, 64 plus 2, 67. So basically here we have got this as 67, right? Am I right? And 1 here is a sign bit, that is a negative representation. So that is the maximum value. We will be treating it as 128 minus 128, and then we will be doing a subtraction between these two, that is 67 minus 128 is going to lead you as how much it is going to be. 8711 is, and then we have 12, that is 6 minus 61. Okay, so what I was telling here is that when we do perform two's complement, so two's complement does is it subtracts the maximum capacity, like it rotates the bit basically. So it when it rotates the bit, uh, the maximum value, maximum capacity, that is minus 128, will be subtracted with the value, like signed bit value will be subtracted with the value of further bits calculation, and it will lead to the resultant value of two's complement. So here we have tilde a, that is 60. When we perform this operation, that first it performs the uh, one's complement, and then subtracting it with the maximum signed value with all the relevant calculation bits, it will result you the resultant of value, that is minus 61. So here we are getting minus 61 on operation of this tilde value. And similarly, in the case of tilde B as well. Then we have shift operators. Left shift. Left shift operator performs a left shift of this value, that if we have A and we perform a left shift of 2 here. So what will happen? All bits will be shifted to from here. So what will happen if I shift it? Left shift means what? That from the left hand side, from the right hand side, the value will be zero value will be inserted into, and then all the bits will be rotating off. Like if we shift it, so the leftmost value will be shifted back to the end of this value. So here, if we shift 2, so this should be 1 1 1 1 0 0 and 0 0. Am I right? So if we calculate it here, what do we get? 2 to the power 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 to the power 4, and then we have 2 to the power 5, then we have 2 to the power 6, and then we have 2 to the power 7. So 2 to the power 4 is 16, 2 to the power 5 is 32, 2 to the
64,
power 64,
128.
128. So what is the result of adding of these? 64, 32 plus 16, that is 30, 98, 96 plus 10, 9, 106 plus 6, 112. 112 plus 128, that is going to give you 100, 240. So that we have got 240 here, right? And in the case of a right shift operator, this performs at the right side. It rotates the bit from right side rather than rotating the bit from left side. Now, what is the difference between rotating of bits from left to right and then with the help of double greater than and triple greater than? What is the difference? The basic difference is that whatever the bits we have in a particular digit, that will be rotated. That means that will be a circular rotation. If we shift 1, it will be from the end, it will rotate to the first position. But in case of triple right shift, it doesn't rotate the bit, it throws out the bit and fill the zero from left. The number of the value which we have specified 2, so it shouldn't rotate the value in a circular way. The rightmost value will be thrown out and a 0 will be filled from the left. Okay. So in our case, in A's case, we do not have that kind of problem because we have 0 at both the end. So it doesn't gives you any difference 15 15. But if we have different values, in that case you will be seeing a different like like one at the right or one at the left, then you will be seeing the difference that oh that it gives you different value. Fine, we can see that by what is the resultant we have. Actually, there is a problem at my end. I'm working on some network right now. So here, in this case, if we shift the value 1, so we'll take the example of B, right? B is having 1 at the rightmost. So what is the value B? That is 0 0 0 0 1 1 0 1. And we are right shifting it. Yes, 0 0 0 0 1 1 0 1. That is right shifting. So we need to take two variables of same value, 13, okay, A and then B, and we'll see the result. We'll comment everything. Is it same? I'm getting confused. 1 1 0 1 shift left shift.
Rajesh,
Yeah.
sorry to disturb. So you said rightmost bit will be thrown out and 0 will be filled out
In the
in
case of triple shift, triple right shift, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So can you go to the notepad where you're explaining that triple right shift? I didn't
Okay.
hear.
Okay. 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 So in case of this, if we see here, so shifting this value should give you 0 0 0 0, shifting 1. Like first of all, we will shift this 1 and then again 1. Okay. 0 0 0 0, that is one more 0, and the result should be 1 0 1. Okay. And then shifting once more will give you 0 0 equals to 0 0 0 0 0 0 1 1. No, 1 1 1 0. Sorry, 1 0. Because the leftmost bit is out in the first step. Sorry, rightmost bit is out in the first step, and 0 is filled from the left side. Right. In the first step, you will be getting 0 0 0 0 1 0 1. What is this? 2 to the power 2 plus 1. That is 5. In this step, we are getting 5, and then we are shifting it again. That is 1 0. That is 2 to the power 0. Am I right? Am I right? No.
So right one will be 2 to the power 1.
It
Sorry,
should
2 to the
be,
power 2.
it is going to give you result 2, right? 10 is 2.
Yes, yes, right. 2.
But here we are getting 3. So how 3? We have got right value from here. 1101 is B is 13. 1101. If we are filling, so here what will we get? 15, which is the left operand value is moved right by the number of bits specified with the right operand shifted values are filled up with zeros.
I
So
think,
here exactly what we are saying, that the shift right zero fill operator performs the same operation that shift right zero fill operator. The left operand value is moved right by the number of bits specified by the right operand, and shifted values are filled up with zeros. Exactly, it happens. And that is what we are doing here. Did we do any? Oh, was we did a wrong thing here. 110 it should be. It
yes.
shouldn't be. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
110.
this is now correct.
110, and then we will be having 11. So the final value is 3. Got it? So it
Yes.
was our mistake. Yeah, typo.
Yeah.
So this is how this operator works. And here again, if we talk this, so this is going to give you, as per this operator, it should give you binary right shift operator. The left operand value is moved right by the number of bits specified by the right operand. So the number, so it is not like because it's going to be simply, it is again, it is simply shifting the values to the right, whatever the value it is. So binary shift operator, the left operand value is moved right. Left by the number of bits to the right. So here again, it is the same value which we are receiving in here, 000011. So 2 times it will be shifted right, and it is not returning the value to rotating the value to 1. A little check need to be done here. Guys, you to perform one thing, just get an information more on this double right shift. The triple right shift is working perfectly as we were expecting, but double right shift, we have some confusion here that double right shift is not rotating the bit, it should rotate the bit of rightmost to the leftmost, but it is not. It is giving you the same value which we are getting into triple right shift. So there is no difference between these two operators as per the output we are getting, right? So we need to verify this. I'll again cross check it further and update you in the next class, right?
Okay.
Okay. So from here we will be moving further to conditional and ternary operator basically. So what kind of operators we have gone through? There are 3 type of operators basically we have gone through. First one is unary operator. Unary operators we have increment operator, exclamation operator, and tilde operator, right? And then we have binary operators. Binary operators are those which are having 2 operands, and the conditional operator are those operators which are having 3 operands, like two operators basically here. So in conditional operators, also known as the ternary operator. Ternary operator means three operands. One is expression, other is true value, and the third one is false value. So this is basically used to do perform a one-liner, a short calculation, short conditional check, rather than putting it in a if-else block. So you must have gone through conditional statements: if, nested if else. So if you just want to have a conditional check and want to assign that value to some variable, we can simply do it in a one line statement and get the resultant out. So we have two operators here. One is question mark operator and other is uh, colon operator. In Java, we use semicolon for statement terminator, but colon as an operator here equals to um, operator, question mark operator, and colon operator. So if we see here, example that we have a variable integer, we want to check whether 10 is less than 15. If yes, it should return 10 and store the value 10 to int variable. If it is not, it stores 15 value to the value variable. That is what called ternary or conditional operator. So going through that conditional or ternary operator, so here we will be performing okay, from next class I will be taking those inputs from command line, or let me take some values. Let's say for example sys out not exactly. I'll show you something here. Passing argument int a is equals to args 0, and then we have integer dot parse int. I'll be telling you some of the functionality of Java in between so classes, and so that you will be quite comfortable what is the difference between Java and other programming languages. Int p is equals to integer dot parse int p args 1. And then we have a conditional operator int b value that we taking as, and then a is less than b. If a is less than b, return a, else b. That means if a's value is less than b's value, return a's value, otherwise return b's value. Now we are printing it sys out, and we will be having v here as return value. So what we are seeing in here, that two values are being taken dynamically when we execute a program, or with the help of some command line inputs. Two values are being passed, and those two values will be further checked here and then executed the resultant. The resultant of these two values could be anything. I do not know what the resultant output will come. So once we execute it, we will be in a situation, in a position to see, oh, okay, what is the resultant value. So I'll show you something, command line operation. We were using Eclipse. Now we can see a command line operation from where we can execute this code. Okay. So CMD, command prompt. First of all, we need to go to the directory where we have that Java class. Now here we have a source code, a binary folder. So all Java source code are stored in source folder and all Java classes are stored into binary folder. Now I'll show you. So Java source code are stored with the extension .java. Eclipse does what? When we type and when save, Eclipse automatically does a compilation and creates a bytecode. So cd com. Com is the folder which we have created as a package. Com dot mindsmover. So this is our final directory where we have our classes available. So now just if I want to run these classes, what should I do? I should use Java command. Java command and say any class. If I say arithmetic operators, I should put it something like this. But will it run? It will not. It will not because we have put that into packages. So we should go back and try to execute it from here. Java com slash mindsmover com dot mindsmover. Okay. And then what should we do? Let's say example. I'll show you a simple example here, and then we'll move with this. So I'll use another command prompt, and from this command prompt, I Java, and we can see whatever the Java version we have. We have Java version 1.8. Now, if I use edit a.java, no. So C uses Rajesh. D mkdir Java class cd Java. Now from here D drive Java class. I'll create a simple notepad file named A and write public no import actually public class A or first command line return and then say public static void main string args and then say system dot out dot println say args 0, then system dot out dot println, and we have args 1. So basically, this is our first Java program which we are going to run through command line. Sorry, and what we need to do is we need to explicitly save this with the name of the class we have defined. File save as, and then put an extension .java here, and save. So this file, first command line program.java, is saved in D drive Java class folder. Now we are coming here. We will see that this file, first command line program.java, is there. But will it run Java? No, because when we use Java interpreter does an operation of interpreting the class file and converting it into executable format of underlying operating system. That is what basically sending it to the JVM to execute. So first of all, we need to convert that into that format. How can we do that? That is the help of Java compiler, Java C. Eclipse has an embedded Java C compiler. So what we do is whenever we type or whenever we save it, Eclipse compiler automatically converts that into bytecode with the help of that Java compiler, and then basically it is not embedded, but it reads the installed software, installed Java from your machine, and configures it itself accordingly. So on the basis of that, when you select a particular JDK, it uses that compiler and converts your code into bytecode. So here, when we execute and do this, so the compilation process is started. If there is nothing, if there's no problem, the compilation works with again properly and gives you a command prompt. So we will see there will be three files now, a.txt, and there's a class file. Class has also been created. So this is the ready file to be executed, but that will not directly execute if you type first Java program command line class. It will not execute like that. For that, again, you need to send it to the interpreter. So that is an input for the interpreter, that this particular class need to be converted into JVM executable format, right? So that JVM can send this instruction to the operating system, and then it will be further executed. So if we will say Java, so here Java is the interpreter, Java C was the compiler, and we have that first command line program. But when we execute it, it will throw an exception. What exception is there? Array index out of bounds exception. We have used, we have created file, and we have used arguments, args0, that is an array. Array is 0 location, array is 1 location. We wanted to print some output. What was that? Some value. So where's that value? We did not pass any value into this. So if we have to pass and we want to execute that value, we need to explicitly pass the value from here. Let's say, for example, 10. I have passed 10. So it will not throw an exception here, java.lang.array index out of bounds exception 0. It will throw java.lang.array index out of bounds exception 1 because we have used two command line arguments. Now you see the first value 10 is printed and the second value is not printed because we did not pass any second value and it has thrown an exception. So if we say 10 and 20, so it has printed these two values 10 and 20. So whatever the value you can pass, it converts that into an argument to the yeah, notepad. So the values which we are passing, this args takes it as an argument. Let's say if we have passed two argument, it takes this into two indexes 0 and 1. If we have passed 1, it will be taking storing that value into 0 argument. But we are trying to access args1 and we have passed only args0 value. So it will throw an exception that it is going to be array index out of bound. That the capacity of array is 1 only. The capacity of array is 1 only, but you are trying to access two values of that out of that array, right? So if we do not know array, I'll further discuss that array, but you must be knowing the matrix or something like that earlier. So I think array is a very common terminology. If not,
Rajesh,
then
we
still
don't
we
know.
can talk about that. So
Rajesh,
here the number of arguments are sorry.
I don't know what array is.
Okay, array is a sequential storage of values in memory, right? Index is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Size, if you define a particular size of an array, let's say you have created an integer variable. If we have created an integer variable v, so what is happening with v? V is a memory representation. It is storing some value. Let's say we say v is equals to 10. So if we have a memory, let me draw you somewhere. Okay, let's say this is our memory area. Okay, in this memory area we have a particular section where v has got space. That v is the reference value of this area and value 10 is stored at that particular area. Okay, so this is how our memory is being represented. Now if I want to store some value in a sequential manner so that we can increment that one by one and we'll get that value from the sequential order. So in that case, array comes into picture. So now what happens with array? So now we are storing, we want to store the values, two values in a sequential manner. So what we will do? We will create an array of size 2, right? It can be created in this way, int array, and we can specify here new int of size 2. So it has a capacity of storing two values in a sequential memory. Although the value is still not stored, so for storing these values, we need to put them into indexes. We can simply specify the index values, that is 10 and 20. So this is how 10 and 20 will be stored into two memory locations, that is v0 is equals to 10 and v1 is equals to 20. Okay, so v0, we are assuming this is a v0 now, and v1,
So here we have written argument 0 and argument 1. So argument 0 means there is no value assigned.
No, no, no. Argument 0 means the value which we sent. See here also we have sent two values, 10 and 20, right? So argument 0 means value 10. Argument 20 means, sorry,
Argument
argument 2
1.
means, sorry, got
20
it?
is argument 1 and 0 is 10. Uh,
Yes, exactly.
okay.
Exactly. So this
Okay.
is how, so from the command line when we send, so it is automatically stored into this string args here. So everything which you pass from the command line, it is treated as a string value. 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. You send somebody's name, you send some other value, some alphanumeric value. Everything is being treated as a string. So once you get that value, you have to convert that into a particular format, right? Here we are not converting it into any format. We are just taking that and printing that into the screen. That's all. Okay. Now here we have two variables v1 and v0 and v1. So 10 and 20 will be stored into two sequential areas. So here 10 and here 20. So by incrementing v, that v0 we specify, we will be getting value 1. And when we simply increment value 1, we will get value 2, 20. So in this way, if we have a larger memory area with a sequential value storage, we can simply go from 1 to that end position. Otherwise, we will not be able to get where our value is stored. So we have to explicitly create v int x, int y, int z, int. So if we have 100 values which we want to store into memory, into different memory locations, so we have to create 100 variables, isn't it? But if we use an array, we can simply store it into sequential 100 memory storage and can pick later on from those sequential memory storage easily without creating 100 different variables. Okay. So here in this case, we have passed two arguments from the command line. First, we compile it, then send it to the application, two command values, two parameters. Now, if we pass two different parameters, but two different parameters are this 10 and Rajesh. So it prints 10 and Rajesh, right? If I want, yeah, sorry.
Is it valid like 10 is integer and Rajesh is a string character? So,
Yes, everything is valid. You whatever you want to send, you can send it from here. Now
okay.
it's programmer's choice which value it wants to convert into integer, which value it want to like uh, take it as it is. So here we have arguments 0. Argument 0, we are assuming that it is first value will be always coming as an integer value. Although it is not. Right now it is not an integer value, isn't it? It is not an integer value. It is a value which is string, can be converted into integer and can be further perform some operations into it. So if I do arg0 plus 15, you know what will happen? If I try to compile it, the compiler will complain. Boss, how can you convert? It didn't. Did I save it? Okay, no, the compiler is not exactly complaining. Yeah, I'll show you why. Why? There's an interesting thing, because it simply does a concatenation. You know what will be the output of this? Can you tell me?
10 plus
If I'm
15.
10 plus 15, that 10 plus 15 means
It's
25.
one. Yeah, but it's
No,
not. It's not giving 25. It's simply concatenating same
yes,
10 plus
10, 15. Because 15 is numeric here internally. 15 is numeric. Args 0 is a string. So if a string is the first argument or the last argument, it will be taking the further whatever like numeric value which is coming in, it will be taking it as a string only and concatenating it. Right. So if we want to do some operation into that, we have to convert that into integer dot parse int. This is an inbuilt function of Java of integer class which converts a particular parameter, a particular value to integer. So now if we compile it and execute, we will be getting a result 25 rather than
10 plus 15.
yes. Oh, didn't pass any argument. So you see 25 and 20.
Yeah.
Got it? So we have to perform. That means it is us who has to ensure that which parameter is being treated as integer, which parameter is to be treated as string, which parameter is to be treated as float value or some other data, right? So in that case, you can put some restrictions, you can put some conditions, you can specify that whether the input value which is coming is an integer or not. That means right now the input value is coming as 10. So we need to check the value which is coming, can it be converted into integer? If it can be converted into integer, then only we will convert it into integer, otherwise not. Right? So what we were doing here, we were performing this operation. So similarly, we will perform this operation there only. Copy this whole. I'll tell you about the classes which are being compiled by that Eclipse. So here we are taking two parameters, 10 and 20, or from the command line anything, and then we will be performing a conditional operation, and then we will be printing a return value. So again, as we have done some changes into the code, we have to again compile it and then execute it. Compile, it is compiled. Now we are passing these two values 10 and 20, and then we will be getting return value as 10. 10 is less than 20, true. So we have got value of 10, that is A into V. Right, our condition checks, we have printed V. We do not input from the keyboard. We have not assigned V directly from the arguments. We have got the value of V after the condition executed. That means A is less than B condition has been executed. It returns the relevant value A or B. If we put the argument, a relational operator like this, A is greater than B, and print A else B. So what we will get? We will get a result, different result. Return value is 20. Okay, so I have created all these just to show you this simple command line operation, but still you must have an understanding of how how Java executes on command line. So once you will be able to understand that, you can further proceed whatever you want with that. Okay, we can have these arguments from Eclipse as well. We perform run as Java application, right? Perform run as Java operation, Java application. But we have an option of run configurations. Run configurations, we can specify arguments here. Program arguments, we want to input some program arguments 10 and 15. So we'll apply and run. So what was the code? Which one was the execution? Conditional operator 3 and 3. How? Run as run configuration. What? Oh, bitwise operator was executing. We need to execute the conditional operator. Conditional operator. Relational operator. Why it is not Java applications? New conditional operator. Now in conditional operator we are passing 10 and 15, and then we execute it. Run. So return value is 10. A is less than B, value of A, and then so with the help of Eclipse also we can pass the command line arguments. But as in general, we do not use Eclipse once the program is compiled. Once the program is compiled, we have to create a package and send it to somebody, some client's location or somewhere to run it on. So there the values could be anything. So we have to code in such a way that we will understand whatever is coming from the command line or from any input source, and then we can handle that easily and execute. Okay, guys, I just want to have a 2 minutes break and then we can continue on this. Okay.
Just one thing to confirm, how long this class will take?
This is going to be at till 11. If there is any problem, we can stop it here. Another half an hour from here.
Okay.
Okay. Just 5 more minutes, 2 minutes more, then we start. Okay. So till now we have gone through all the operators and a basic understanding of command line interpretations, command line input, Java, passing the argument from Eclipse argument space by run configuration. So now we are coming again to conditions, sorry, conditional statements. Conditional statements we might have gone through if else. I think you have understanding of if else statement, if else, whatever, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'll show you that if I have to write the same code with if else, so what I have to do? If A is less than B, then I have to say system dot out dot println return value is A, else sys out return value is B. Or, so this is how if condition works, and this is how this conditional operator works. So it is very much similar to that condition, if condition, but it gives you a benefit of writing 4-line command program to 1 line. We can also write it this way, that we create a variable. I'm just commenting it right here. Int b, and then we can have v
Uh,
is equals to
Sorry.
a. Sorry, yeah.
What you did for commenting these 4 lines? What is this?
This is forward slash,
Okay. So
double
I
forward slash.
so I
Mhm.
see all lines commented in once. So how
Yes,
you
this is
did
a
that?
shortcut. Yeah,
Okay.
there is a shortcut. You select those lines, okay, and select after selecting those lines, uh, control and forward slash.
Okay.
Okay, so it is a multi-line comment. Although it is a single line comment, because forward slash is a single line comment, but when we are commenting all those, we can say, okay, we have commented multiple lines at one go. Now, if I want to uncomment it again, if I have to uncomment it, what I do is control and then backslash. Select, control, backslash.
Okay.
No, in this case not. In this case, again, you have to press the same thing, control and forward slash. Select, control, forward slash. But if we want to do a multi-line comment, Java is having two kind of comments. One is that single line comment, that is forward slash, it comments. And then we have multi-line comment, forward slash, asterisk, and then asterisk, forward slash, yeah, forward slash. This is a multi-line comment. Okay, you do not need to comment all the lines. Whatever comes in between, it does comment that. So if we want to perform a multi-line comment on something, what we do is, there's another shortcut key, that is control, shift, and then forward slash. Control, shift, forward slash. So this is a multi-line comment. And we want to uncomment that, control, shift, backslash. Got it?
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
So we have created a variable v, we have assigned value of v, In first case, if A is less than B, this A's value is assigned to B, and then if it is not, then B's value is assigned to V. And then what we can do is we can simply out of if we can simply say sys out return value is V. So this is also going to give you the same result, right? So you can, if you have single statement in your if condition, it is always better to use conditional operators. If you have multiple statements, that means more than one statements inside if condition, that if A is less than B, this is true, then do this and this and this and this and this kind of. If else, then do this and this and this and this and this and then comment. Right? So multiple line comment. Sorry, if we have multiple statements in if conditions, you explicitly use if statement, if else statement. But if you have one line statements, you can use conditional statement, conditional operators. That is uh, ternary operators. Okay. So now we have gone through if else, and if else if statement. What we can do to directly jump to a particular condition, let's say for example, if we have a value 10, v is valued 10, and we want to check if p is equals to 1, do this, else if v is equals to 2, do this, else
If,
if, yeah. So
yeah,
similarly, we have reached to 10, and lastly, agar if there's nothing in this as well, so else do this. So what will happen in this case? It will check this, it will check this, it will check this, this is successful, then it executes this. So if there are 100 things to like 100 conditions are specified, and the best match is 100, so in the worst case, all 100 statements, all 100 conditions will be checked, and then the 100 will be executed. Is it correct?
not an efficient way.
Right. So what should we do in this case? In this case, we have a life changer, life saver, that is called switch statement. Right? Switch statement is very helpful in this. Now, the same thing we can do with switch. Switch V, and then we have cases. Case. Switch case 1. Then do sys out V plus 1, and then break. Similarly, for 2, for 3, for 4, so case 2, case 3, and case 10. So 2, 3,
10.
and 10. And then we have a last one that is called default. Like default is like else statement, that if nothing, then says this out, that v, and then your switch statement is closed. So what happens in this case? Let me execute this and then we'll talk about this. So here we have v is equals to 10. Switch statement is very powerful in directly sending your flow to that particular case rather than checking all the cases. It's simply if v is 10, it directly sends the value of v to that particular case or to default rather than checking all cases, case 1, case 2, case 3, case 4, case 5, case 6, case 100, kind of. So switch is lifesaver here. It simply checks, sorry, it simply takes the expression is here v, and then it sends that expression value to that condition, case 10, and then execute it. Okay.
So uh, this will simply go to case 10.
Yeah, it directly goes to case 10. Like example, let me show you. You might be able to understand. Now, if I am having value 1, what will happen? See, 2, 3, 4, 11, and 1. Why? I have 1, it goes to 1, it prints this value, and then it goes to this, it goes to this much. That means if a condition is met, it further does not check any cases, case 2, case 3, case 4. It directly goes system, this, and this. Everything executed. Right? If we put a break in here, then after checking that condition, it breaks switch statement and jumps out of it. Run as Java application. See. So 1 plus 1 is 2. If I am having value 3, so what will happen? Case 2 will not be executed. Only case 3, case 10, and default will be executed because it directly jumps from case 3 and then it takes everything as a normal statement. It doesn't understand case 3 further, case 10 or default further. It simply takes it as a simple statement and then start executing. Right. So we can simply see that whatever the expression we pass, switch statement directly jumps to that particular case check, and if that particular case check doesn't match anyhow, it goes to default. That's all. So this is how switch statement works, and it is very helpful in some of the cases where we have lots of conditional checks and the possibility of match could be anywhere, right? So why didn't we put break after default? Because default is always the last statement which is to be executed, but for all other cases we have to put break, otherwise If we do not put break, everything will be executed further. It won't be further checked for the conditions, and simply things will be executed. So switch statements flow we'll talk about here. We'll talk about switch statements flow. Now this is the syntax of switch statement. Switch expression case value 1 statements to be executed, then break. Case value 2 statements to be executed, then break, and then finally default statements. Now, what is the flow of this? This is the basic flow diagram of switch statement. Start. Switch conditional expression. Case condition 1. If the condition 1 is true with the value 1. If it is true, it does the statements. Now, here what we are seeing, that we are sending it kind of if else statement, but basically this is not. We are assuming that case condition 2 is directly checked from the switch conditional expression, right? Switch conditional expression. The first expression is matches its statements and then stops. The second condition matches statements and then stop. The third condition matches statements and then stop, or else default statements and then stop. So this is basically the flow diagram can be written that way only, where similar to that of if else statement, but and in actuals it doesn't go to each and all conditional statements. It only jumps to that particular matching statement. Okay.
So what if we don't, don't write as a break? So what will happen in that case?
So from that particular case onwards, whatever is written, let's say for example, I am at case 2. I am at case 2. I do not write break statement here. But at case 3, I have written the break statement. I have forgotten to write a case 2 statement. And the value which we are passing is 2. So what will happen? It directly jumps to case 2, prints the value of case 2, and then it prints the value of case 3, and then break. See here. 4, and then 5, and then break. So as many break you miss, it will execute that many of statements. So case 2, case 3, case 10 will be executed and then break. Got it? Yeah, 4, 5, and 12 are executed, and then the break statement executed. Right?
Yeah, this makes sense.
So you must have gone through loops as well. Right. So we will be talking loops somewhat in the next class, and then we will be moving to advanced things of Java. Okay. So for today, I believe I am done. If you have any queries, if anybody is having any query, you can ask me so that we can understand anything.
So one thing I'm not clear, where we were writing the code, first line command. So I'm not sure where we have defined variable b as a 10. So I mean output we are getting as a 10 when a less than b condition. So in this code where we have mentioned value a as a 10.
In this code, we have in this condition, right? This condition,
Yeah,
b
yeah,
is equals
yeah,
to,
yeah.
okay. I'll uncomment it and then we'll talk about it. Okay. So I have commented this switch statement. Okay. So here you're talking about A and B, right? A and B
right.
are coming from arguments, and arguments we have is a right click, run configurations, run as run configurations, and in run configurations we have here arguments section, arguments tab. In arguments tab, we have passed two
Okay,
arguments, 10 and 15. Okay,
okay. Now I
and
would do.
those 10 and 15 are being stored into A and B, and then it is being compared and return the value of A to B or the value of B to B, and then printing the B's value. Got it? I think you understood, right?
Yes, I got it.
Okay, great. Fine. Is there anything else I can help out right now? Or you guys can send me mail on my mail ID if you want any help anytime, or WhatsApp me to directly to my number. Uh, I'll write my number here.
So actually, I wanted to execute this program in my system. So I'm not sure what additional things needs to install. So can you?
You need to simply install Java and Eclipse. That's all. Nothing more than that.
Okay. So where we I can get that Java and Eclipse.
Java you can download. Java you can download from Oracle site. That is free up till JDK 1.8. It is free, right? And Eclipse you can download from eclipse.org. Eclipse.org, again, Eclipse is free. You can download the latest version of Eclipse from there.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll try and will connect to WhatsApp if I.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
this is my mobile number, and if further any help you need, you can send me mail on this rajesh@gmail.com.
another thing is like you can also use IntelliJ, and
Exactly, I can.
I have created a video how to install
Mm-hmm.
IntelliJ and how to create your first project. So it's available on mindsmover.com. If you go and register on mindsmover.com and register for Java React course, then you can go and see that video and follow that video, and then you can install IntelliJ on your machine and also create some small projects. So that video shows you how to create a project in IntelliJ, as well as it will show you how to create a test project in IntelliJ. Okay, using JUnit.
In
You can go through it.
IntelliJ is a very feature. Yeah, IntelliJ is a very feature rich ID. So if you learn IntelliJ from the very beginning rather than going on Eclipse, you will be having on the upper hand, right? Because IntelliJ is definitely a very nice ID for development.
Okay. Thank you for this information.
Okay, so I am done here. Uh,
In next class, we will learn while loop. I mean all the loops.
mhm.
Okay.
Reiterate the loops. We will be having reiteration of loops. Then we will be understanding the Java 8 features, and then we will be talking about object-oriented concepts further. With Anchal, have you given some information on arrays?
No,
earlier?
we have to cover arrays as well.
Cover that, right? Yeah. So first we will understand arrays, functions, and then we will be moving on objects and classes, right?
So the classes
Okay.
is happening on same time, 9 a.m.
9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Java, because we have lots of content in Java to cover. So I think 1.5 hours are not going to be sufficient in a week. Just increase half an hour more.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Thank you for inviting me. I'm highly excited.
Okay. Great. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thanks. We'll meet tomorrow.
Yeah. Tomorrow is React.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.